Hi there, welcome back. I'm sorry it's a little bit messy in the background. Luna is in heat, so I covered everything in blankets, and I just got a sauna blanket for myself, which I can't wait to check out tonight. But before then, before I can chill with my new sauna blanket, I'm here to chat with you about what's the best strategy for yoga teachers to grow their online business in 2025 and beyond? So, I did what I love to do every single morning and I asked ChatGPT. So, because I was kind of curious and also a little nervous, things felt kind of hard in my business. It felt like a lot of things have shifted in the online coaching world. And I just wanted to make sure that what I'm teaching my students inside the Breast for Biz Academy is actually still valid. I believed it's valid. I've seen it work for my students, but you know, sometimes you just want a little bit of reassurance. So I asked ChatGPT that exact question. How can yoga teachers grow their business, their online business in 2025? And honestly, I was a bit curious, yes, and a little bit nervous as well. So, like, is it going to tell me everything I've been teaching for now this year is outdated, or that yoga teachers should all become TikTok influencers now? But no, the answer was actually really good. And I thought it would be fun to share what ChatGPT said with you and also what I actually think about it. Because there were parts that made total sense and parts where I was like, okay, close, but also let's be real. So here's what ChatGPT told me. The best strategy for yoga teachers is still to keep things simple. Have a free training or challenge that leads into a small group program, somewhere around 5,000 to 1,000 or $2,000, to have one signature program, one signature thing that you want to become known for. And this is something I'm behind. This is what I teach you inside the Biz for Biz Academy. And that's still one of the most sustainable ways to build your yoga online business because people are kind of over all those low cost offers, the $20 memberships or class bundles that sound great but don't really move the needle. We already know what to do. We know they don't work because there's no accountability and no real support, especially in the wellness world, right? Most of us, we know what to do. We know it would be great to practice yoga every morning. Maybe someone even showed us some breathing exercises to manage our chronic pain or something. But the truth is, we don't do it. Most people don't take action. They don't really build the habit because we're human and lazy and procrastinate. So now, don't get me wrong, if you have a membership and it's going well, that's awesome. Keep doing it. But maybe think about adding something a bit more premium on top or at the back end, something where people get more personal support from you, where they can go deeper and actually get bigger results. So one of my students did this, Steph. She's a fitness instructor from Australia. She had a membership for online fitness. She started it in the pandemic. It was doing okay, but it felt like really, really hard to grow. She would have needed hundreds of new members to reach her revenue goals so she could finally stop leaving the house at 6 a.m. to get to her personal training clients. So what we did is develop a premium upsell to her membership, a VIP tier that included personal support and guidance. And it worked really well. She grew her income month after month and stopped offering personal training, and her students loved it. That's where the real transformation happens. So when people are committed, they are supported, and they have some skin in the game. And it doesn't have to be an online program. It doesn't have to be an online course, something super huge, right? I think it's great to have that, and it's what I teach you to create. but you can also be creative and add something that works with your business model. So it's not one solution for everybody necessarily. But ChatGPT still, I would say, totally nailed it. One premium program, this is what really works. And another thing ChatGPT mentioned, and I completely agree, is that content is still one of the best ways to grow your audience. But not just any content. It's not about posting every day on Instagram or following the latest trends for reels or something. It's about creating content that actually helps people and builds trust over time. So, for example, I love platforms like Pinterest or YouTube because your content lasts. It has longevity. It keeps working for you months or even years later. Whereas on Instagram, it's gone in maybe 48 hours. So, if you can, think about creating content that lives a bit longer, like blog posts or videos or even emails that people can come back to. That's how you start building steady traffic and attracting students who are already interested in what you teach. And remember, you don't have to do all the things at the same time. Just pick one platform that feels good to you and show up consistently in a way that feels sustainable. So for me, that's the podcast. Now it's more like the YouTube video. And then I use that as my cornerstone, as my foundation, basically, for my weekly content. That becomes my newsletter, that becomes some Pinterest pins, that becomes 1, 2 social media posts. And then I might post more on Instagram, but I don't have that pressure because I already have that foundational piece, which I know is going to work for me in the long term. I'm running a long game here. This is what I want you to create. And it's slowly each little piece of long form, long term content, that's not going to disappear in 48 hours. That's built on each other and is going to help you get discovered and reach more people. The other thing ChatGPT said was that the market is more saturated now. There's more noise and that it takes longer to build trust. And I think that's absolutely true. I think we all notice that. And it's also, I know from myself as a buyer, like from online offers, that I'm definitely testing and checking and really buying maybe like a small low ticket offer from someone before I invest more. So that's definitely true, but I think there's also a deeper layer to it. So it's not just that there are more yoga teachers out there doing online things, is that your audience has changed too. So they've seen hundreds of offers, joined free challenges, downloaded meditations. And what they are craving now isn't another thing to do. It's not more homework. They want connection. They want to feel seen and supported by someone who really gets them. And that's why the way you show up matters so much more than the perfect funnel or how polished your videos are. People can feel it when your message comes from a real place, from your own practice, from your experience, your story. That's what draws them in. So you don't have to worry about sounding more professional or more like a marketeer or like someone else entirely. In fact, the more you are you, the more your voice, your energy, your perspective comes through, the easier it is for people to trust you. And that's the beautiful part, because as yoga teachers, holding space and connecting deeply, that's already what you're good at. You just need to bring that same energy into how you share your work online. So that's basically what ChatGPT said. And if I could add something to ChatGPT's advice, it would be this. Yes, strategy matters, but what's even more important is learning to trust yourself and listen to your intuition. You can ask ChatGPT or your coach or your friends what to do, what to charge, when to launch, what to call your program. But at some point, you have to check in with yourself and see what actually feels right. So, for example, in my business, when I'm deciding on a price for a new offer, I think it through logically first. I look at what makes sense, what the market looks like. I ask ChatGPT, but then I notice how it feels. So sometimes one number just feels calm and clear, and another one makes me hesitate or second guess myself. And when that happens, I pay attention. So if I'm unsure about a number, I sit with it for a bit and see which option one feels lighter. If I'm unsure with a decision in my business, I sit with it. I really take my time. I sit with it for a bit and I see how it feels, if it feels light in my body or more solid. And that's usually the decision I go with. It's not about overthinking, it's about trusting that inner voice. Because when a decision feels aligned, it's just easier for you to follow through. It's easier, everything falls into place much more easily. So you don't have to push or convince yourself. It just fits. And I think this is something we forget sometimes, or it's very easy to forget, especially when we get caught up in all the strategies and advice out there. But that inner sense of, yes, this feels right for me, that's what really guides your business forward. And, when you're just getting started, you have to develop that. It's hard to have the confidence really in making your own decision. And a coach can definitely help you there. I can tell you, like, okay, maybe this makes more sense for you, but in the end it's your decision. And the more you learn to listen to your intuition here, the easier it gets and the more natural it gets. So ChatGPT, yes, can give you some great advice. I definitely got some amazing advice from ChatGPT, but at the end of the day, the magic in your business doesn't come from AI or fancy tactics or like super great business coaches. It comes from you. You are the one who shows up. You are the one who serves their students, their people, and you are the one who connects and that they trust and want to guide them. Trust your intuition. And that's it for today. If this resonated for you, hit like, leave a comment, make sure you sign up to my channel to get all the updates and new videos. And I would love to hear what you think in the comments. Do you still believe in creating a group program for $500 or $1,000? If yes, why? If not, why not? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I talk to you soon. Bye for now.